The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Hi, and welcome to the Eagle Sports Network. I'm Caitlin Jones, standing alongside head track and field coach David Needs. So, Outdoor Nationals coming up. You are taking Khadijah and Sade. Just tell me about kind of the overall feelings for you as we're heading into this, and then what you're expecting out of them as we head to Nationals.
Well, to know who they are, I don't expect anything less than a national championship because I know what they're capable of. It's a great feeling. This is our 19th straight time we've gone to the national championships. And so for us to go 19 straight times, I can remember early in my career thinking that we would be lucky to go once. And we went a couple times early. But to go with this level of consistency, but then to go with such special athletes and to go with people that are at some of the very best in the nation and what they do only makes this trip that much more fun. Because it's not like we have people that are just excited to be there. We have people that are going knowing that they can go compete and try and win a national championship.
Talking about going really to compete and to get excited to be there, what are you all as coaches saying now to your athletes as we head into this? I know they've been here before, so maybe the conversation looks a little bit different, but kind of what is the message from you to them as you head into this final meet of the season?
Sure. When we discuss it as a staff, the Coach Kieran is always good about saying control the controllables, but it basically comes down to this, you be you, right? They're talented enough that if they just be themselves, they're going to compete. Right? And so they don't have to do anything more special or different. They just need to be at their best. And if they're at their best, they're going to compete with anybody in the country because of the level of competitor that they are and the level of where they are and where they've trained to get to at this moment. That's why Carson-Newman athletes do well at nationals, is because we train towards this moment. And we train towards this moment by being deliberate and that we don't overdo it throughout the year, and we're careful when they're injured, and we're careful when they're hurt, and we're careful to make sure that we're doing just what's supposed to be right. Not extra, not less, but just what's right.
So for those athletes, I know that you had a lot, it seemed like, that were kind of right on the cusp this season of making it to this Outdoor Nationals. Speak a little bit about that experience, but then also clearly you're right on the cusp. How do we continue to keep improving as we head into next season?
Sure. Well, my heart breaks for a guy like Amin Kazmi, who they're supposed to take 20. He's number 20, and then because of the number of men, they decided they're going to take 19 instead of 20 in his event. So literally 1/100th of a second, and he doesn't go. Next year, if it was the same thing, we would probably have about 7 or 8 more people going, because next year the minimum and maximum is 24 per event. And so we would have had 7 or 8 more people to go to nationals. So if it was just we fast forwarded one more year, we would have been in good shape. But what you say to people that are close that don't get to go is this not going doesn't define them. Right? What they do when they deal with the disappointment is what does define them, right? So if you go and say, well, I was close and that was it, that's one thing. But if you go and you say, hey, I was close and next year I'm not going to leave any doubt. And that a guy like Amin, that's who he is. I wouldn't be surprised next year to see him in the top 5 and ready to go, and we won't even have to worry about whether he's 20th or 24th or whatever, just because of that.
So kind of to wrap up here in this interview, but recent Coach of the Year from the Frosties. Right. So congratulations, firstly, for that. Obviously, you've done a great job of, building a legacy here at Carson-Newman. Just give you a moment to speak to what it means to you to coach here and what it means to represent Carson-Newman on a big stage like you all are about to.
Sure. We in a track program, this is not a complaint, but this is the reality. We don't have an on-campus track. We don't have a locker room. But what we have is a lot of dedicated people. So, like I said at the Frosties, it would be nice for me to claim credit with this, but I've got an amazing coaching staff. I've got an amazing support staff. I've got an incredible family that is here, and God has blessed us in so many ways. And when we go through and when we look at the success of our program and we look at the success of this, I'm of the belief that God doesn't call us to be average, right? God doesn't call us to do that. Just Saturday, I received an award from the East Tennessee Historical Society for their Teaching Excellence Award. And people say, well, why would you be involved with history and coaching and teaching and all these? Because I don't believe God just says, hey, let's just do a little bit and be content. I think that what we do is that we try and do as much as we can for as long as we can, as well as we can, so that we can make as big an impact as we can. And if we can do that, if we can be committed to investing in the lives of those that are with us, that's what the Carson-Newman mission is, and that's what our mission is as a track program.
Awesome. Well, you're headed to Emporia, Kansas, Outdoor Nationals, and wish you the best of luck as always.
Thank you.
Thank you all for tuning in to the Eagle Sports Network.